Primetime Poulton, keep it entertaining. You already knowin', outworking everybody and he don't ever quit. Talking about plenty comics like Graveyard Shift, Sea Dogs, Viking Wolf, U.S. Assassin, doing just what he loves. This is his passion. Bring more value to your dollar. No, I'm not frontin'. That's how just a writer became a moral compass. This is Primetime Poulton. This is Primetime Poulton. Let's go.
Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome to Primetime Poulton. I'm the moral compass, Mark Poulton. With me, my good friend Enrico Botta. What's up, Enrico?
Hey, Mark. Hey, everybody. How's it going?
So, Enrico, for those that don't know much about you, would you care to give us a little brief rundown of where you worked, what you do?
Sure. I'm an artist. I do illustration, some design, sculpture, kind of you name it, kind of bounce around and do a lot of creative work. But I've done work for McFarlane Toys, DreamWorks, Henson. I've had some illustrations published in comics, novels, games, and just general creative weirdness and fun. Yeah, commissions, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. We got Mark Yoon in the chat. What's up, Mark?
What's up, Mark?
Mr. Von Stugel, he says disavow. So, Enrico, how long ago did we first meet?
God, it's been a long time, Mark. I mean,
I know it was at a Wizard World, but I can't even remember how long ago it was.
It was at a Wizard World, and our mutual friend Scott introduced us, and it was super fun. But Mark, that had to be like, I don't know, 15 years ago or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like 2006. I feel like it's when Coney Waves first came out.
Yeah, I didn't have as much gray in my facial hair. Actually, I probably couldn't grow facial hair back then, but like now I can, and it's gray. And I'm gray, and I'm gray here too, like Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, you're rocking the Reed Richards look. It looks good on you. So, like, growing up, you obviously a comic fan?
Yeah, I've always been a comic fan ever since I was super little. I started drawing before I got into comics. I would draw toys, like whatever toys I had, like either Star Wars figures or later on Masters of the Universe, and I would draw them. So even early on, I was drawing and making my own toys, which then fast forward to me, like 40 years later, and that's still what I want to do.
We got a question from the chat. Mr. Von Stugel wants to know: was Mark always a pillar of morality as he is now?
Yes, yeah. Mark has always been a pillar of morality, and if you're seeking a glimpse of justice and purity, look in the direction of Mark Poulton.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Enrico, I don't even know if you know this, but like my subscribers, they call me the moral compass.
I do know that. Yeah.
How active are you on social media? I know you have accounts, but do you pay much attention to everything that's going on in the comic industry?
I don't. I'm not. I'm trying to get more involved now. I mean, as you know, my wife and I had our first child, Mira, and she's awesome. But for the last 5 years, I've kind of just been chilling out and just been kind of doing my artwork on the DL and raising my family. And I think that, I haven't paid much attention to it. But now I'm starting to do a little bit more work again and trying to get more involved in the social media. So
yeah, it's probably for the best that you don't keep up. You probably wouldn't like what you see from the mainstream.
I'm not under a rock. Like I'll go and kind of like poke around and stuff, and I frequent YouTube. So when I'm drawing or working on a project at night, I have various YouTube videos playing, yours included.
So is it safe to say you were a McFarlane fan when you were reading comics?
Bro, McFarlane was my Elvis when I was getting into comics. Yeah. And I remember this. I may have told you this story like 100 years ago, but yeah, I remember the moment. It's like burned into my brain that I first saw Todd's work. So I was at a Kmart I was at a Kmart in New Jersey, and I was walking around as a kid doing my thing, and I looked up on a spinner rack, and on that spinner rack was Amazing Spider-Man 315. And everybody, that knows McFarlane's work knows that cover with Venom crouched over top Spidey, and he's all in the splintered wood and everything. And I was just like, what is that? So I took it off, and I immediately, and I don't know why, because I had never done this before, but I immediately opened it up and looked to see who the artist was. And of course it was Todd McFarlane. So from that moment on, I was hooked. Yeah. I mean, my favorite. Yeah. My fave.
So, was working for him like a goal you had in mind, like when you got out of school?
Yeah. From day one. So, I don't even know how it happened, but I ended up getting I mean, I know how it happened. I can tell you briefly, but I don't know how I found myself there. It was just amazing. But yeah, it was always a goal from like day one. Like, I either want to work with Todd on comics or something. And then when the toy thing came up, it just kind of naturally progressed from there, because I was already working in toys.
So, like, one of the things I didn't realize until I met you, McFarlane Toys was in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, it was Bloomingdale, New Jersey. I think that office has since dissolved, and I'm not sure where they went, but yeah, it was in Bloomingdale, New Jersey, and that was 2.5 hours from my house. And I drove there. I commuted there because I'm insane.
Yeah. What did you do there when you first started out?
So when I first started there, I was doing cleanup work on sculptures. So I would either do rough outs or cleanups, because at McFarlane Toys, probably still to this day, but at the time at least, it was group effort, right? So you were working on teams on the figures. So one person might have a head, one person might have an arm, one person might rough out the body, cut it up, distribute it, and then it would get worked on. Then it would go to like the head sculptor, and they would like finish it and like correct all the mistakes that you made or whatever, if that might have been the case. But what I did was rough outs and cleanups. And I remember the first thing I ever worked on was an anime figure, and I can't remember who it was. I wish I could remember. Tenchi maybe, but it was one of the her little like fuzzy characters that went with her, and I can't remember the name of the character. A little tiny like anime cute chibi type character, and that's the first thing I ever did for McFarlane, and I remember that well too, because I remember sitting at the desk they assigned me, and I was next to one of their creative directors, we'll call him, because I can't remember what his title was, but I was looked over at his desk, and he used to have this giant black light velvet type poster of Elvis, those big posters of Elvis, the velvet poster. He had one of those there, and he was awesome. And I can't remember his name, but I remember he was working on set pieces for Shrek figures that were coming up. That would be another early thing that I did there. Yeah.
Was Todd present at the offices?
He didn't work there all the time, but he would come.
Mm-hmm.
And when he would come, it was like, Moses walking.
Any interactions with him?
Yeah, tons. Yeah, I met him like a few times, and we hung out a little bit. We used to have pizza parties there, and he'd kind of corral all the people that were working there into a couple of little lunch areas or whatever, and we would have like pizza and stuff. It was cool. And whenever he'd come into town for the conventions, if I was lucky, I would get to work at the McFarlane booth. I think I did that 2 times.
Oh, that's cool.
I got a cool T-shirt that I still have to this day. And he would like, he would just come and he was like always awesome. They say like, don't meet your heroes. He was the one that was amazing from the get-go. Because he'd always be like, you guys, like I'm nothing without you guys, and he would always be really, really encouraging, and it was cool. Yeah.
Nice. Are there any memorable figures that stand out that you got to work on?
One that I did quite a bit of work on was the Scythemeister from Tortured Souls line, and at the time I was huge into horror. I mean, I still am. I mean, like Creature from the Black Moon, I like classic horror guys, but I was super into Clive Barker at the time, and they were doing this line, and I was there in the office, and I saw that they were doing it because I saw control drawings on the desk and I went to the VP of McFarlane Toys at the time, Ed Frank, and I was like, Ed, I was like, what is that? And he's like, oh, it's some Clive Barker kookiness or something. Ed was always awesome and funny too, and great advice and mentor from him. He's awesome. But I said I need to work on that. Can I work on that? And they let me rough that out. So like I roughed it, but I took it so far, and then it was handed off and worked on by other people there also.
Yeah.
But I remember doing quite a bit on that, and then doing a little bit of redesign with Ed on the costume of the character and stuff. And that was really cool.
Nice. Do you like keep an eye on like a lot of the independent toy companies springing up through crowdfunding that launched their lines?
Yeah, I try to keep my eye on a few. Yeah. Super 7 is one company that I watch right now a lot, but they do more of like the retro figures.
Yeah,
like, I have a few of them back on my shelf somewhere. Like I have like a creature from the Black Lagoon and like a couple other monsters and stuff. But they do so many different lines and licensing. And actually, somebody from McFarlane Toys that I know also, Mike, I saw on LinkedIn and Facebook that he's now at Super 7. And he used to be at McFarlane Toys when I was there.
Nice.
He was like the director of something.
Yeah, Super 7 recently got into the wrestling figure business, so I've been keeping an eye on everything they do. Their figures look fantastic.
Yeah, I love all of their stuff. Yeah, it's cool. They do these retro Halloween masks. The kind like the half face with the rubber band.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely getting a few of those. And over at Universal Studios, they have something similar. I don't know if Super 7 produces those, but they look very similar, but they're huge. Like they're these big wall art pieces.
Oh, wow.
Vintage Halloween masks. I have to get a couple.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You actually did a couple crowdfunded figures, if I remember correctly, right? Like little vinyl toys, right?
Yeah, it was like urban vinyl. They had blanks, and then they also had fully painted versions. It was for a company called Wheelhouse, and they were called Rivals Vinyls, and they were like steampunk kind of inspired. They were awesome. They were fun. That's something that I'm trying to do now, is get back into the vinyl market. Like the vinyl market, like an independent toys, I'm really, really, really into right now. I just bought this really cool John Ken Mortensen piece from Unbach Industries.
Nice.
He's glows in the dark. He's awesome. I did a review video of it that I have to edit because you know how I am with finishing things. Like I don't do it. So the other one here was done by Joe Mena. This fish face.
Mm-hmm.
That was Sideshow Collectibles. Now has Unruly Industries. It's sort of an offshoot of their toy brand that does art toys, and he's amazing. Yeah.
Now, you recently shared with me a pinup that you're working on for my book Viking Wolf. You're actually my connection to Matt Dalton, who's one of the artists on the book. Do you keep busy with comic work? Is that something you still want to pursue?
I do, and as you know, I have my own creator-owned book that I paused working on for years. Again, after our daughter was born, and my day job that I have a service delivery for a technology company. So between that and family, I just kind of really paused all of my artwork, and I would just do commissions and like little side design work and stuff like. Smaller jobs like coloring. I've been doing a little bit of coloring work. I just colored a cover for Matt for Image Comics for the Department of Truth.
Oh, nice.
That came out great, and it's really amazing. But yeah, I dabble here and there, and I'm starting to kind of like poke my head out of the bog, and I want to try to finish some things and pursue comics more. So starting with my creator-owned book, The Black Demon. There's tons of stuff floating around on that because I've had it kind of just simmering for like 7 years or something ridiculous. And it's done though. That's it's done. I just haven't sat down to finish the lettering. but I have 100 pages of art. It's like 4 chapters, 4 separate books, or like the whole thing. And I want to finish that. And then you and I have a project that we brought Matt in on too. I really want to do that, but it's just lining things up is always a challenge when you work full time and then also have family, and then you kind of have to work it in. And now finally, again, after kind of like poking my head out of the destruction that life brings, I'm starting to work that stuff out now. But definitely I want to do more comic stuff. And again, I started by easing back into doing some coloring work, and Matt has been super gracious to throw a few covers my way, and I've done a couple other little things here and there too, including doing color key work on your Viking wolf.
Yeah, I was going to mention that you
for that.
Yeah, no problem. You were you came up with the color palette for the characters. What were your I guess inspirations for the different characters?
So I started to look at like anime first and foremost. So there's a few artists like floating out there that do anime work. Vargai is one of them, and that, and then fantasy art, just like straight up Dungeons and Dragons, like old TSR work. So I was looking at that, the desaturated kind of colors from the anime side of things, and then some of the textures and color palettes from your fantasy anamorphic type characters from Dungeons and Dragons and that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what I looked at and came up with them, bouncing a lot of options off of Matt, and we kind of landed on where we did. And I think they came out good, and they translated well in the finished book. Have
you seen any of the interior colors by Dexter Weeks?
Yeah, they're amazing. Yeah, Dexter's awesome.
Yeah, I showed him your colors for the characters, and he told me he got a real Battle Chasers vibe to it. Mm-hmm. Is Battle Chasers anything that you were into back in the day?
There's definitely a few of them that popped up for, in my little inspiration palette. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Mark Yoon says, yeah, working a full-time job is a murder on creativity. I'm switching from teaching to subbing to control my schedule better. Mad respect to both Enrico and Mark for holding it down.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, it can be a struggle. I mean, today I didn't work my day job, but I just spending time with my son Chase. We were bike riding in the morning, and then spur of the moment, he was like, "Can we go fishing?" And I checked the clock, and I was like, "It's 4 o'clock. We can go fishing for like an hour." Next thing I know, I look down at my phone, and it's 6:15, and I'm like, "Damn, I got to get home, Chase. We got a live stream at 7."
That's how it goes, man. And it's so funny that you want to do everything for them too. So I'm the same with Mira. Like she'll be like, I'm like, what do we make you for dinner? And be like, I want Rainforest Cafe. And then my head automatically like, oh my God, I guess I'm driving to Atlantic City right now or whatever. And then I do,
Yeah, no, I've been there.
Or I compromise with Chuck E. Cheese, so that always goes over well.
Yeah. I just wanted to let you know, I shared your work in progress pinup on Twitter, and it's gotten a great response from people. They absolutely love it. A lot of people are saying they get a Mike Mignola vibe from it.
Well, Mignola is, he's up there in my top 10 influences for sure. But thank you so much. The tight inks for that now are looking awesome. I have to color the thing, so that's on my schedule for tonight.
Oh, awesome.
Throw in some colors, but yeah, the tight inks look much better than the rough I sent you. But thank you. I really appreciate that. And I'm super happy and really appreciative that you sent that over my way. It was really fun to work on.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm excited to have the piece part of the book. Who are some of your other inspirations besides McFarlane? I know at one point you were a huge Ben Templesmith fan.
Yeah, well, yes, still a fan of Ben's, and I poke around with him a little bit on social media. Whenever his stuff pops up, I try to look at it or, at least throw a like that way. But that's the extent of my social media involvement at the moment. But yeah, so McFarlane, Templesmith, Mignola for sure. Stephen Bissett, Bernie Wright's and Tim Burton. Those are pretty much like the guys on my list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Would you mind if I shared the Viking Wolf page right now?
No, go right ahead.
Cool, I'm going to pull it up. Viking Wolf. We're actually we got about 33 hours left in our first 30 days of the campaign. It's been going great so far. We're currently at $15,517. I'm going to play the trailer real quick for everyone. So there's the trailer. I get psyched every time I watch it. I just love that metal scream at the end. It gets me pumped up.
It's awesome. Look at this piece. Look at this piece.
Yeah, this is phenomenal. Matt Dalton and Sebastian Chang.
Amazing.
Yeah. So when we launched the campaign, we launched live on a popular YouTube channel, Michael Bancroft, and Matt actually joined me for it. And when we went live and Matt came on camera, the women in the chat just like started making comments like, you know, as like, damn, I got to go back. I got to hit the gym harder because he comes on with his sleeves cut off and his arms are bigger than my head, and I'm like, I got to get him on more live streams with me so we can get that women backer count up.
The demographic.
Yeah.
Got that nailed down. It's like, how do we get the female demographic to come on board? Matt, could you come in here and wear that extreme muscle tee, please?
Yeah, I asked him to join us tonight, but he was busy. But we'll have another 30 days to stream with Matt and get the numbers up. Oh, Danger Vanessa in the chat. She says, "Get swole, Moral Compass." I'm trying, man. I don't know if you're watching me, Enrico. I'm at the gym a lot.
You are. You're at the gym more than I am now, so you know there's that. But I used to hit it all the time. I used to work out with Matt all the time. When I worked out with Matt was when I got my biggest. Like he really knows what he's doing in the gym, and he's real knowledgeable about all that stuff. But I really enjoyed working out with him, and then that kind of like just kind of teeters off, and that's that. But now I've been doing a lot more stretching, body weight, core stuff, and I've been very, very much into meditation, especially for creativity and just mindfulness and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I made a point this year to get back to the gym. Like, I don't know, maybe it's weird to think like 20 years ago I used to spend so much time in the gym. It's weird to think that it was 20 years ago because it just seems like it was maybe a year or two ago. Right. But yeah, I tried to get back and make it a consistent thing in my in my weekly routine, and it's nice. I'm fortunate because of my job. I have access to a private gym, and usually when I'm there, I'm the only person there, so it's real nice.
That I see on your Instagram.
Yeah,
which is basically the one social media platform I do flirt with the most. So yeah, but I see the gym pop up a lot there.
Mr. Von Stugel says Rob Arnold was also crushing on Matt. Yeah, Rob had some comments too. He was a little obsessed with Matt Dalton as well. So let's go through the campaign. Like you said, here's the awesome Matt Dalton, Sebastian Chang cover. And then here is Renzo Rodriguez. We're fortunate enough Renzo joined us on the project to help with interiors, and he got to do a cover as well. I love his Toll Man right here, the villain. It just looks so great. He looks like he's out of I don't know, an 80s cartoon, a little Mumra vibe, I think, going on with him.
I get that.
And then some interior pages. This is Renzo. He just killed it with the architecture inside the castle. All these poor wolf soldiers or Vikings with their heads split open. Renzo requested for volume 2 for me to add more sexy ladies, but he handles gore very well too. I asked Renzo and Matt, what would you like me to add to volume 2? And Matt just asked for more gore. He really, I think he really enjoys doing the violent stuff. Speaking of which, here's a double page spread by Matt. Our poor owl wizard Osiris is, getting his head sliced off. And then this page is getting a big reaction from people. This is Viking Wolf coming to Earth. He comes to Earth through the body of our human in the story, Travis. And when I say Travis is like his portal to Earth, he literally rips through him every time he comes to Earth. Travis gets pieced back together through the power of magic, but he has to relive this. He has to live through this every time Viking Wolf needs to come to Earth because his father's been kidnapped. Very painful for him. It's almost become like a running gag through the book so far. I just try to find the most awkward times for it to happen for him every time he's trying to get close to this woman he really likes. And then another page by Renzo. This guy right here, I just call it Spaghetti Head. He just gets his head blown off by the Blood Hammer, which is Viking Wolf's weapon. It's powered by the blood of his enemies. So the more people he kills, the more powerful that the Blood Hammer becomes, until it's just overloaded with power. It has to release it. And unfortunately, it released it on this poor guy right here. As well, we have the black and white artist edition with a cover by Jose Garcia, who I'm a huge fan of. Jose, I first became aware of him. We had a Graveyard Shift talent, like a fan art contest, and he won that. And his piece was so awesome. I hired him to do a Viking Wolf cover for me. And I thought it would be perfect for the black and white edition of the book. And inside, this is just a sample of, what Matt and Renzo's artwork looks black and white. The colors are great, but seeing especially Matt's artwork in the black and white format, you just get to see all the little details and the cross hatching and everything he does. Matt's just really amazing.
Yeah, Matt's work, it just really pops. He has a very just tight and unique inking style.
Yeah.
When I'm hanging out over Matt, sometimes I watched him. I had the pleasure of hanging out and just watching, because we would just hang out and draw and talk, and like I would just watch him ink. As we were hanging out, just watching him ink those pieces. I remember that double page spread with Osiris.
Yeah.
I remember watching him work on that. I was like, Jesus, that's amazing. Like, how do you do that? But he showed me a couple things that I won't forget. He's great. I got to help him do a few more inking videos. I just did a little quick one, and I think he threw that up on his Instagram. It looked pretty cool. I want to do a couple more with him.
Nice.
The world needs to see him just inking.
Yeah, no, Matt really needs to. I think it would benefit him to do more, not only on Instagram, but if he has a YouTube channel and just social media in general. I think it'll really help him, not only just with the success of Viking Wolf, but getting more jobs. I know he thanked me, like when I told him, you need to get on Twitter, and he took my advice and he became more active on Twitter, and he was like, thanks, man, I'm getting all this work that I didn't realize was out there. So yeah, it's amazing. You make yourself present, and good things can happen.
for sure.
And part of the Viking Wolf campaign is the Haunted Pizza Yearbook. It's a big fan. I was a big fan of the '90s. I stole this idea from Extreme Studio. They would put out a yearbook every year that had bios on all the creators that worked there. So this will have bios of everyone I'm working with on various projects, and then artwork to go along with the bios. The cover has a new character, Gungoth, which Mark Yoon said she looks familiar because this is the book I'm doing with Dexter Weeks and Mark Yoon. This piece is done by Renzo, though I had him do the cover. So this is Gungoth's first appearance, and she'll be on the cover of the Haunted Pizza Yearbook, and it'll be a foil cover, which I'm super excited about because I just love shiny comics. So I'm glad to finally make my first one.
That's great.
Thank you. And
this box is amazing. This is awesome.
Yeah, this is our collector's case. It comes with everything in the campaign. So that's Matt's cover, Renzo's cover, the black and white edition of the book, the Haunted Pizza Yearbook. There's a metal trading card by Dexter that I recently revealed. And then as the campaign's gone on, I've added new stuff just from my library of work from the past. I added the Coney Waves First Wave digest. Everyone that gets the collector's case will get that now. And I also added this Coney Waves Demon Slayer retailer incentive cover. This is my first published artwork. I'm not just a writer, guys. I actually can draw when I sit down and put my mind to it. So this is my first published artwork, and that will now come in the case as well. This case has been really popular, and I'm fortunate. I've had people say that they're only going to back the campaign at the collector's case level. So it's a pricey item. So I'm excited that people are so into it that they're willing to spend that money. The Moral Compass minifigures, they're all gone. They went out to the first 100 backers. They were claimed in about maybe an hour and a half. We went through them really quick when we launched. Really excited about that. I took a gamble getting these made. I was like, I think they're cool. I think people will be into it. But if they're not, I'm going to look like a fool with if they're still sitting around like a week later or something. But no, we got rid of them quick. And for anyone who missed out, I have a variant coming for the U.S. Assassin 3 campaign in August, and that figure will come with a new T-shirt, and it'll actually come with a little mini brick comic book. It'll be a replica of U.S. Assassin Volume 1 that he holds in his hand. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, just fun things to make the campaigns more exciting. I'm trying to make it more interactive, get people talking about it. I actually sent trophies out to my first and second backers. The backer number 2 got a golden poop emoji trophy for being number 2. And then backer number 1, they live in Australia. They haven't gotten theirs yet, but I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty awesome. I showed Chase it, and he was like, I want that. And I was like, well, you're not a backer. And he was like, but I still want it. I co-own the company. I want one. And I was like, no, you gotta earn it, man. You can't just buy yourself an award.
I don't know. I think probably a lot of people would disagree with that. But
We got Black Rose Comics in the chat. He says, "Hail Moral Compass." Hail Black Rose. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, man.
Mark Yoon says, "Nice shirt, Mark. By the way, LOL promoting the crap out of me today." Oh yeah, I'm wearing my Mark Yoon U.S. Assassin variant cover T-shirt, which is available at graveyardshiftmerch.com if you'd like to get a shirt yourself. And then Mr. Von Stugel says, Pooh-Roy. Yeah, the backer number 2 was our resident troll usually in these chats, Leroy. So he is now Pooh-Roy.
It's Leroy. It's not Leroy Jenkins, is it?
I believe that's what it's based off of.
That's awesome.
So we've unlocked three stretch goals so far, $5,000. Everyone got a foil trading card by Joe Sontag, $10,000. Everyone got a 6x9 mini print from Eric Niedoltowski. We just unlocked $15,000, which is a trading card of Viking Wolf Sidekick Reef by U.S. Assassin artist Mike McMahon. And I just announced the $20,000 stretch goal, which will be an 11x17 print of Gun Goth of this cover to the Haunted Pizza Yearbook. I got some requests for that, so I decided to make it the $20,000 stretch goal. So things are going well. There's still 33 hours. I'm going to refresh it to see if there's been any movement since then. No, we're still at $15,517. People still have time to get in before the first 30 days are up. But I just wanted to share the campaign while we're here. So Enrico, what are some things that you do to keep you, like, I don't know, inspired for your artwork? Is there anything, like, maybe old stuff you go back to?
Yeah, I go back recently. I've been going back to the Sandman, the old Sandman Vertigo comics. Even the first volume has a really early Sam Keith artwork, which is really kind of interesting and cool. I'll go back to them, which I'm doing now, and kind of flipping through them. I go back to my old Todd stuff every once in a while, and I have some of the larger volumes of the Greg Capullo and McFarlane Spawns, and just the straight up Todd, the first volume Spawns. And I have a lot of art books. I have this big coffee table Kirby art book, and I've been looking at that a lot. And I'll go back. I don't have a very extensive comic book collection. I got a couple long boxes, but the ones I have in there, I value a lot. So I go back and I look through them a lot. So that, and then a lot of podcasts, and I'm doing a lot of just exploring my artwork. So I'll meditate and then I'll just draw and draw. And I should probably post more of the things that I do, but I just I don't kind of. I have a project that I'm working on now that I'm not even going to mention, because how that goes. If I mention it, it's never going to get done, and then it'll be another another one sitting there. But I've been working on this for a few months, and it's pretty cool, and I can't wait to finish it. But that's what I'll go back and look at. And of course, you mentioned Mignola, but I've been going back and looking at Hellboy, Hellboy in Hell. I've been looking through that a lot. Yeah.
Awesome. We got Tentacle Pentacle in the chat. One of the best names of regulars in the chat. Thanks for joining us, TP.
I love it.
Agent Cub says, "What's the $17,000 stretch goal?" No $17,000 stretch goal. I do every $5,000. So at $20,000, it's the Gun Goth print, and that looks like we're all caught up. Agent Cub says, "Hail." So one thing I wanted to say, you said you've been exploring, and that got me thinking about recently. I've jumped down a rabbit hole of watching exploring videos on YouTube, exploring abandoned amusement parks and movie theaters and stuff like that. I really love it. I've just been watching all these I had no idea there was an abandoned Disney park, River Country, and then just hearing the story of why it's closed. There was a brain-eating amoeba that
there's a book in there somewhere. Brain-eating amoeba, takes out amusement park. Oh,
a kid apparently dove in headfirst because they used I guess salt water or fresh water instead of chlorine. And so whatever bacteria or whatever was in there, a kid dove in head first. The amoeba went up his nose, and he was dead a day later. just crazy. So I'm thinking, why would anyone even go there because you have to, I think it's an island that you have to like get to. I wouldn't get anywhere near that, but it was fun watching the video.
Yeah. I watched one. I think there's one guy. Sometimes I watch those type of videos also. The Nate guy, maybe, or that Nate guy.
Oh, he sounds familiar.
He walks through. He does. He'll walk through like Halloween adventures a lot. And Mira and I got into watching that for whatever reason. It's like window shopping through a surrogate. But it's cool. I'll walk through and look at all the stuff. But he also goes into these abandoned malls, like a lot of abandoned malls or wherever, and it's really interesting. You'll see weird things, and he'll pick up like tags or paperwork from things from years and years and years ago because they have moved shelves around and stuff like that. It's weird what they can find and whatnot. But,
yeah, the guy I watch a lot, his channel is called Exploring with Josh. He just went to Japan, and there's a theme park out there called Dreamland, and it was built basically as a replica of Disney World. Like there's Main Street, there's the castle straight ahead. You can see it from a distance. And once they opened up, I guess Disney, Tokyo Disney, no one went to the bootleg version. so it closed down in 2001, but it's still standing. It's in like, I don't know, it's dilapidated it, and they say they're going to knock it down. But this guy was walking around it, and he was like, he spotted the roller coaster, and he says, it's my goal to climb to the top of it.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, it's crazy. I told Chase, like, if I was like maybe 25 years younger, that's probably what I would want to do with my YouTube channel, because you're young and dumb. But now I look at it and I think, isn't he going to get arrested for trespassing? He's in a foreign country. Won't he get locked up forever?
Where you can go.
Yeah, but he made it to the top of that roller coaster hill. He got great footage, but it looked pretty sketchy as he walked up there because it's so run down and old.
Did he have like a GoPro on his head or something?
He had I guess his GoPro on a selfie stick.
Right.
Yeah, but
God bless him.
Yeah, no, that's Exploring with Josh if you want to check it out. He has great content. But
sure.
That got me thinking, you and Matt have talked about doing a show on like urban legends, correct?
Yeah, well, we talk about a lot. I talk about a lot of things, Mark, but yeah, so urban legends or conspiracies, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
We kind of like toss that around because we both that's what we discuss when we're hanging out. It's like comics or conspiracy theories or whatever it might be. Yeah.
No, I think that would be really interesting. I think that's something you two should really explore.
Yeah.
Mr. Von Stugel says exploring abandoned undies is an adventure.
It is.
Yeah, no. What is like urban legends and conspiracies something you've always been fascinated with?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even like in the stuff that I write, like even in the Black Demon, there's a secret society, Illuminati type, organization, and I love that kind of stuff. Anything like mysteries. I like creepiness and mysteries. Very like inquisitive, and I'll go on down YouTube rabbit holes looking up all kinds of different kinds of different conspiracies, whether it might be Illuminati related, or something folklore like Jersey Devil, or like the Deer Lady, or Krampus or something, but yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. True crime too? Yeah, like I went through this phase where all I would do was watch West Memphis 3 videos.
Oh wow.
And then I would look up the reports, and I would be like, oh, this is evidence that they found, and they didn't talk about that in the documentary. Yeah.
Right. Have you ever heard of the Atco ghost?
No, I never heard of that one.
So I actually saw the Atco ghost.
Oh, the light bulb's kind of going off. Yeah, now I'm thinking, yeah.
So when I was in a senior in high school, one of my friends, they got their driver's license, and we were like, where should we go? And we were all like, oh, we should go check out the Atco ghost, because that's like a place you could only get with a car. So now that one of our friends had a car, I was like, yeah, we should definitely go there. And the legend was, there's this one road that was a dead end, that if you drove to the end of the dead end and turned around and just parked your car, turned it off, you would wait. And apparently a little boy died on that road. He got hit by a tractor trailer when he chased his ball into the street. If you wait there, the ball and the ghost will show up. So we go there. There's 3 of us. I'm in the passenger seat. My friend's driving. Our other friend's in the back seat. And we're just waiting, and we're just staring ahead for like, it feels like for an hour or whatever. And my one friend in the back seat, he's like, I'm taking a nap. You wake me up if you see it. So he's just laying in the back, and I'm just staring there. And the next thing I know, I see this light bounce across the street. And then I see this blur cross the street. And I just turn and I look at my friend, and he looks at me. He turns his car on, hits the gas, and we peel out of there. And I go, did you? And he was like, yeah. And
That's crazy.
I'm sure.
Crazy talk.
Yeah, there was like a watchtower with like a spotlight. I'm sure somehow it was like the light hitting off the street or whatever. But what if
don't rationalize it? It was totally the ghost.
Yeah, but yeah, what if it wasn't? It was the Atco ghost.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
So yeah, it's my one brush with the supernatural, and I was just always. It's funny that there's a lot of people around here that talk about the Atco ghost. So to say I've actually seen it, I feel like a little bit of a local celebrity.
That's awesome.
I brought this up before on I do the Best Friends show with Sean Aaron. You know Sean, right?
Sure,
and Phil McNulty. People want us to next time Sean's here to go see if we can find the Atco ghost and document it.
That would be great.
Yeah. Although
I think I have a buddy that does a little bit of that. I think ghost exploring. I don't know. Maybe maybe I can connect you. If nothing else, I'm good at connecting people. If nothing else, right?
Yeah, you connected me with Ryan Onorato, who Chase and I did Pizza Tree with. Ryan is now like the pre-press guy for a lot of people. He puts their books together for them. Oh, cool. And Chase and I were working with Ryan on a follow-up to Pizza Tree, and he's just become so busy that that book fell by the wayside. I got to talk to him to see if we can get that back off the ground, because I think it was a winning book. Cool. But would ghosts even show up on film? I know vampires don't, but what about ghosts?
I don't know. What was that Michael Keaton movie where he was filming the ghosts? That was a good one. I guess they showed up on film there, right?
Yeah.
What was that movie? Anybody know?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Look that up. Oh wait, that's the wrong podcast. Never mind.
If anyone knows what the Michael Keaton ghost movie is, let us know. I was going to say Jack, but that's the Snowman movie.
Yeah, no, that's not that.
I mean, that's kind of supernatural.
That was Jack Frost, because Jack was with Robin Williams, and I don't think.
Oh, right. I know there was I think there was a horror version of Jack Frost as well, where there was a killer snowman going around.
There definitely is. There definitely is. Oh, that's great.
So when you're not working on art, what do you like to do to entertain yourself besides hanging out with the family?
That's pretty much my life. It's work, family, do work on some art projects, cook dinner, go to sleep, and then I work out, do my meditation, and then I'll binge on YouTube things when I can. Whatever interest kind of pops up into my head. Not a lot of time for like movies and shows right now. We do have 20 minutes at night where Sarah and I will like kind of connect and chill, and we've been watching Arrested Development again. So I've been like going back and watching this because they're like 20-minute episodes.
Yeah.
So it allows for time in the schedule. But I schedule everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I literally have like my day mapped out. It's it's bizarre. I have my day mapped out from 6 a.m. to like 2 in the morning.
Yeah. Chrissy and I joked we just celebrated our 17th anniversary, and well, we say the secret to our happy marriage is we hardly spend any time together because we each are so busy doing our own things. Like right before bed, maybe an hour before bed, we just like hang out, and we've been watching a lot of Dark Side of the Ring, the documentaries on pro wrestling. She doesn't like pro wrestling, but she finds the documentaries about it fascinating because the backstories to wrestling are more interesting than the actual stuff that happens in the ring with all the either like murder or suicide or drug addiction, shady promoters, stuff like that.
I love that stuff. I love documentaries. I was watching one about again, this is sort of conspiracy but also documentary, but there was one, it was on YouTube, I found it was the movies of Stanley Kubrick and how he clues you in like through The Shining and a few other movies about like the moon landing and a few other things, like again, like Illuminati type stuff with Eyes Wide Shut, but it was like all that stuff behind the scenes and little clues that he leaves in the movies, and that was like fascinating. But yeah, documentaries, Sarah and I will go to. We went through a phase where we just watched like 3 or 4 documentaries on Netflix about serial killers. There was like John Wayne Gacy and like Bundy, and there was one on Richard Ramirez, like the Night Stalker. I don't know how I got roped into that, but like that was fascinating too. And that Night Stalker documentary, I'm surprised no one's made a Hollywood like movie about that. Some of the stuff that went on during that case is straight out of a movie, and the way that people talk about it and describe those scenes, like for me, and probably you also, it's like you just like visualize what that scene is. There's a scene where a cop pulls over the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, in a stolen car. So I guess they see that the plates are, registered as stolen, and they pull him over. And as the guy pulls Richard Ramirez out of the car and he's going to kind of call it in, he goes back to his car and he's kind of on the phone, and he thinks he might, have the Night Stalker or something related to it. And when he goes back to the car, Night Stalker guy isn't there, but there's a pentagram drawn in the window of the car.
Oh wow!
The like the fuzz or the film on the window.
Yeah.
Come on, you can't write that, right? I mean,
no.
It's an amazing scene right there. It's like, and where did he go? Did he book it? Did he jump off the side of the bridge or whatever? What happened? But yeah, so documentaries definitely for sure.
So we're getting close to the hour mark. My dogs are letting me know upstairs that it's time to wrap it up. But I feel like, Enrico, if you can find more time in your schedule, you should come on more often. Maybe we'll get Matt and we'll make this this conspiracy urban legend show happen. Even
if the trifecta. Yeah, I don't want to give. Yeah, we have. Matt and I work loosely out of under Killer Quill Creative or Killer Press now. So loosely for a few years we've been doing things under that kind of moniker, right? But that's what we were kind of tossing around, like the Killer Quill Comics and Conspiracies podcast.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But it's again, me, I have a billion ideas, and that's what I need to do is just kind of like tell people ideas and then have a bunch of people doing things. Kind of like you. You're like the puppet master. Like, pull the string. Heard that from like Ed Wood?
Oh, yeah.
Pull the string. Is that Martin Landau? That was awesome. Ed Wood, another Tim Burton movie. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do so much. I'm always impressed with what you do and the quality of work and volume that you put out. When a guy like me, puts something out every once in a while, and I'm like, oh my God, how did I get that done?
Well, we're gonna have you on here more often. So maybe just being part of the community and getting more well known. It'll be that little nudge you need to get the book finished and do your own crowdfunder.
Thanks, Mark. Help pulling me out of the pit a little bit.
Where can people follow you on social media?
Right now, I'm most active at Enrico Botta on Instagram. Oh, and I do a little thing with my family called the Busy Bottas. So if you could find the Busy Bottas on Instagram and the Busy Bottas on YouTube also. We do toy reviews and like fun little arts and crafts kind of stuff sometimes. And we go to like the zoo and any type of like event or whatever. And I do a lot of stuff with Mira and Sarah under that. The Busy Bottas, YouTube and Instagram, and Enrico Botta on Instagram.
Nice. I want to thank everyone in the chat for joining us. Remember, Viking Wolf, 30 some hours left in the first 30 days. If you haven't backed the campaign yet, please go check it out. And I'll be back. I think I'm back tomorrow. Phil and I are going to do La Pod Gods, talk about AEW and Impact Wrestling. And then I'm going to be on Mandy Summers' show at 7 p.m. to help. She's going to help me close out Viking Wolf first 30 days, and then I'm going to hop over to another stream with Critical Blast at 9 p.m. So again, everyone, thanks for joining us. Enrico, stay on after we go end the broadcast. I'd like to talk with you a little more.
Sure. Thanks, Mark.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody. See you later.
Bye, everyone.